Good morning, world.
Good morning out there. Well, today on Cedric and Brian, we're going to talk about former MMA star turned actress who was suddenly cut loose by LacasFilms and Disney, Gina Carano.
It's a damn shame.
Damn shame. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian. All right, I know this may be a little old news, but maybe you were actually getting away from the news over the weekend, which would be a good thing.
Yes.
But we're going to show the hypocrisy again, because that's my favorite thing to do, is show the hypocrisy.
Yeah, it's been a buzzword a lot lately.
So before we get into that, Cedric wanted to talk about what just happened in the news the day we're recording, which will be about 4 days behind, but...
Yeah, recording this on Saturday, and it just came over our phones, as I'm sure it came over on yours. Surprise, Trump was acquitted. What was he acquitted for? He was acquitted for not being liked.
Yeah.
Which is an equitable offense when you are president.
Yeah, we knew the writing was on the walls. The reasons why the Democrats decided not to pull any witnesses, because they knew the Republicans were going to call witnesses like Nancy Pelosi. So anyways, this thing, like we talked about last time, it was just a big show, and it's to distract you from Joe Biden wandering in his garden with all the hearts.
Look over here. Didn't the Democrats go and present their case for like 9 to 15 hours, and the Republicans presented for like 2.5, 3 hours?
Yeah.
They're like, and the judge is like, okay, let's go on. We got lives to tend to.
Again, all they did is they showed the hypocrisy, which leads me into this clip. We're going to promote some of our favorite TikTok artists.
This is Yeshua.
Yeshua. So we're going to let you watch this. It's only a minute. Stick with it. Here we go.
Just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country. Maybe there will be. You gotta be ready to throw a punch. Well, you have to be ready to throw a punch.
But I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
In high school, I'd take you behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
We'll go and take Trump out tonight.
Take him out now.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald.
Tell me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
Please, get up in the face of some Congress people.
You have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
It's just a warning to you Trumpers. Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, does one of us have to come out alive?
All right, so I just figured that tied into the whole impeachment sham number 2 that went on. And Yeshua, he does a great job of finding these old clips that, you've seen if you've watched our channel for a while. But I like his expression, just sit there and saying, basically, look, they sit here and wanted to impeach somebody who's not even president anymore for something when he said peaceably and patriotically protest. And these people actually were calling for people's heads. All Democrats, by the way. They knew that if they impeached him, these people would be fired. So
Got a lot of fighters on the Democrat side. They love to fight.
They do.
Fight.
Those are incendiary words.
Fight.
Incendiary. All right, before we go onto our story, check this out, Cedric. I know you can see, I've kind of put it around the studio, our old hats. You can see it over shoulder. We got new hats. If you haven't seen them, check it out right here on our screen. So these, we wanted to put the old 13-star original colonies around our logo. It's kind of, this is like, sometimes you see the stars around the 76.
Yeah.
I wanted to stick our logo inside of it, so if you want to support us, we don't, obviously we tell you they demonetize most of our videos anyways.
Right.
If you want to support Cedric and Brian, go into the store. I have a link in the description of all the videos, and you can find these great hats. The same company, they're Flex Fits.
Yes.
So right in there, they fit. You pick your size. Really high quality hats. It's not the cheap ones that we sold when we first started.
Sure.
Here we go. These are good hats. So
Got to start someplace.
go on and support Cedric and Brian.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's get to it. So Cedric's going to read the horrible thing that Gina Carano said. I mean, me as a person of Jewish persuasion, I was so offended by this. Cedric, read it, and I don't know if I can stay in the room.
It's okay. I handle all the black stuff. He handles all the Jewish stuff, so we balance each other out.
And if you can't tell, I'm not serious.
Right.
I wasn't triggered by this.
Okay. Here's what Gina Carano, she was basically fired for it, among other things, and you can see it up there. She says, quote, "Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views?" End quote. Now, that's something that's a fireable offense, I don't think. I'm going to ask you as the Jew on the panel.
So let's talk about a couple things. Number one, and I'm going to get to the hypocrisy in a second. She was making a valid point. Yes, I know that it's not good to make comparisons to the Nazis. It's not something that I would do, but she was bringing up a point. Germany, they were turning people against the Jews so that people feared or hated the Jews so bad, they didn't even mind when the government came in and started taking them away. That's the setup. That's what Gina Carano was saying is, on the other side of the aisle, and you've seen this, they're telling people that anybody who supported Trump, now it's not even anybody who supported Trump, anybody who happens to be conservative or Republican, you're a terrible person. You should be cast aside, or some people on CNN and MSNBC, you have to be taken to re-education camps. What does that sound like? That sounds like Nazi Germany.
Camps.
So I see why she used this reference. The rhetoric is scary.
Yeah. And like you just said, she wasn't fired so much for the comments. She was fired mainly because she's conservative.
Yes, and
they were trying to find a reason, and they kept building this up, saying, now we have to fire you for your views.
Yeah, they've been just waiting. Kind of like they've been waiting to the gotcha moment for Trump. So when that thing happened on January 6th and people stormed the Capitol, they were overjoyed. It's like, oh, now we can get them.
Jumped on it like a bitch in heat.
Yeah, and would you think, oh, they liked Trump until that moment? No, you've known they've hated him for 4 years. Well, Lucasfilm and Disney, they haven't liked what Gina Carano has been saying for a while. They were just looking for a reason to fire her.
Right.
And there was another star on the show, who he made a comparison to Nazis in the past. And, of course, he was not fired because he agrees with everything that that Disney puts out there.
Yeah.
Did I say China? Was that a slip?
Well, Disney and China are kind of intertwined now, so they're kind of one and the same.
I know. I guess there was a poster of a movie that played in China, and they actually cut out one of the characters because China didn't want that person in the poster.
Right.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. Right. As Brian and I were doing our research on Gina, I mean, most of you probably know this, that she was a former MMA fighter and used to go by the name of Conviction. I think that's an appropriate name.
Wow.
Because Conviction.
All I know is because I didn't know that until recently. So thank you, Disney, for firing her, because I think she's becoming much more famous than she was.
Exactly.
And I'm going to go back on YouTube and find some of her old fights, because I can't believe she was a fighter, just because she's got to be one of the best looking fighters that they ever had.
Well, Dana White, he's the head of UFC, a long time ago, he tried to arrange a fight between her and Ronda Rousey at the time.
He's kicking himself now.
Yeah, but he said that Gina Carano was very difficult to work with. Looking back on that, I think that was just double speak for she stood for her own, very much like our Tom McDonald video a couple days ago. She did on their own, made her own way.
She might be like a diva like you. You know, you're difficult to work with.
Wow.
All right. Back to the hypocrisy. So I'm just going to bring these up. I got these off of the Daily Wire. Back in September of 2020, Joe Biden, because remember, they're using the reason is that she compared something to Nazis. It's terrible. You should never do it. This is from President Joe Biden. Trump is sort of like Goebbels. That's a reference to the Nazis. So, again, there's one. AOC, I'm sorry, we can't call her AOC.
No, she doesn't like that.
Representative Cortez.
Put some respect on her name. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
You have to say representative.
Yes.
Come on. Accused President Donald Trump and administration of running concentration camps. Those things that were built by Obama. Okay, that's number 2. I'm not going to go through all of them. And then our favorite person, Don Lemon. he suggested President Donald Trump's rhetoric on immigration could lead him down the same path as the Nazi dictator Hitler. So he actually compared somebody directly to Hitler. So Hitler, who killed 6 million Jews and gypsies, Donald Trump, who didn't kill, I don't think, anybody.
Didn't kill anyone.
In fact, he never even started a war. Only president in our lifetime who didn't start a war.
Right.
And he's being compared to Adolf Hitler, but poor Gina Carano was fired. All right, Bill Maher, who everybody knows is always over the top. But you know what? At least he wasn't one of those Democratic people in Congress or Senate, or a news person, actually journalist, which I use that term loosely now.
Right.
Bill Maher is an entertainer. So he entertains. So he says, thank you, we're going to make Germany great again, trying to talk, comparing it. But again, he never got canceled. Jimmy Kimmel, another person like Maher, he's out there to entertain. But again, these people don't get Gina Carano's there to entertain. Sharing a TV gaffe that showed the title of an Adolf Hitler documentary under President Donald Trump as he spoke the campaign rally. So again, these are comparisons not just to Germany or Nazi Germany. They're actually comparing him to Hitler, which is so over the top and ridiculous.
That's a reach.
And there's a couple more, but you get the point. I just hate the hypocrisy. Gina Carano, beautiful, beautiful actress. Obviously, she was good enough to be in 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. They were going to do a spin-off with her. They looked for a reason to fire her, found this one, which is absolutely ridiculous because, as you see, the usage of these things has been done in terrible, much worse rhetoric than what she did. Hers is actually, she didn't say anything wrong.
Right.
And she didn't compare anybody to Hitler like they did. I mean, it's disgusting.
Like we said, she was let go because she's conservative. But we're spending a lot of time on the fact that Gina Carano was fired, but we need to get to the good news. Because every darkness, there's a ray of sunshine that comes out. I wasn't too familiar with Gina Carano because I don't watch The Mandalorian. I don't watch it. So I had to look her up and stuff. And then I realized I have seen her before because like Brian has told you, I'm a comic book guy, movie guy. She was the villain in the Deadpool movie. I think her name was Angel Dust.
Oh,
and she was the
I gotta go back and look at that now.
Yeah, she was, and it was just so weird to see how effective she was at kicking butt. Then you realize she was a former MMA fighter, and you realize, well, that's why the fight scenes look so realistic. I bring that up because one of my favorite Denzel movies is Equalizer, but that was done even before Denzel did it.
Yeah.
And then Denzel did an incredible job. Now they have, I'm not going to spend too much time, they have Queen Latifah doing it now.
I know, it's horrible.
They needed someone like Gina Carano who's actually in shape and doesn't need to wear a trench coat
and not 50.
A garter belt to suck everything in. But anyway, that's a different story to get. But let's talk about the good news.
Gina's not dark enough.
No, she's not the little skin game. As Brian and I, we talked about for the last couple of minutes, she was let go by LacasFilms and by Disney because she spoke her mind. But to the rescue came someone who believed in what she was doing, believed in her rhetoric, believed that she shouldn't have been fired, and the Daily Wire came to her rescue.
And she's going to do something she's always wanted to do. She wants to produce. She's going to produce her own movie, and Daily Wire is going to back her. It's awesome.
Yeah, she's going to develop, produce, and star in whatever this upcoming movie is. And I think this is cool because I sometimes I wonder, and Brian and I have talked about this, I wonder how many stars are out there that feel the same way she does. And I can't blame them. When your paycheck is on the line, when your livelihood is on the line, sometimes you're just quiet. Mm-hmm. But now the Daily Wire is giving an avenue for these actors who feel a certain way. Say, you know what? If they're mistreating you over there, come over here. We'll treat you right. And, you may go on to huge success. Very similar to a football player by the name of Tom Brady, who wasn't liked and appreciated at his old team.
All right,
went someplace else.
Let's get back to
and achieve success. I'm making a comparison. That's all I'm doing.
Loves Tom Brady.
Making a comparison. That's all I'm doing.
You know what we need to do? What Daily Wire should do is they need to take these people that aren't woke left, that are actors. They need to have them all in a movie. They can have Denzel Washington. Mm-hmm. They can have Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
Gina Carano. Tim Allen. They need to get all these actors and actresses that don't buy into this mob mentality, and then start putting them in stuff.
Well, I think back in the day, Kirk Cameron.
Kirk Cameron's from very conservative, but he's not really acting anymore.
Well, I think maybe he was just disgruntled and said, you know what, screw it, I'm out.
I know, but I'm trying to find the A-listers. All right.
Okay, yeah, well, A-listers, but anyway.
Willis, throw Bruce Willis in there.
Is Bruce
Sylvester Stallone?
Okay.
These people. I don't know if they're Trump supporters, but I know that they're non leftists.
Right.
John Voight, who we know is a right Trump supporter.
Right.
So these are all, I mean, these people have been up for Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Get them all over here. Daily Wire can back them all and compete with the big boys on the left.
Yeah. Gina Carano, she has a quote that I need to emblazon some wood somewhere and keep it around just to look at. And she said this. She goes, "They can't cancel us if we don't let them." Yeah. And that's kind of like summarizing what Brian and I were just talking about now. Is like, yeah, she could have gone away. She could have gone hiding. But Daily Wire, because Ben Shapiro took the entrepreneurship role and started his own company, he said, you know what? You have a home here. Say what you want to say, and we'll back you.
All right. Let's get on to our comment of the day.
Comment of the day.
All right. So for our comment of the day, I'm going to put it right here. This is from somebody by the name of Ad Labar. I don't know if that's your real name, Ad
Labar.
But he just did this only 26 minutes ago. And he says, "You too, ... By the way you argue with each other..." let me do that again. "By the way you argue with each other, remind me of me and my brother growing up. You must be..." "You must be brothers from a different mom." We used to say all the time, brothers from another mother. You have no idea, Ad. We don't really argue on here like we really argue.
All the argument takes place before we start filming and immediately after we start filming.
And when Cedric's texting me, "Are you done editing yet?"
Oh, no, I don't say it like that.
All right, he says, "How's the editing going? Are we home yet? Are we there yet? Anyways, thanks for the comment. We love the comments. We get so many. Again, this is the comment roulette.
Yes.
So thank you. In fact, we should probably do that. Do like a Rhett and Link. We spin the wheel. Which comment we're going to do.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
We're not on that level yet.
And if you know Rhett and Link, you can check them out. They're
not on that level yet.
But that was fun.
Yes, it was fun. Gina, if you're watching us, congratulations. Kudos to you.
Looking forward to it.
We're pulling for you.
And I'm looking forward to go and find some of your old fights.
Yes. I do voiceover work, Gina, so, hook a brother up. Is that a wrong phrase to use? I shouldn't use that phrase, hook a brother up. Anyway, I used it.
That's in your wheelhouse, not mine.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that show. And we appreciate all you who are watching. We appreciate you guys watching our show. And we appreciate a lot of you who say that you're sharing it with your family and friends and people in your circle of influence, because Brian and I are growing organically, and we're doing that because people like you who are watching and commenting, and we do appreciate that, and we appreciate you. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you ring that bell.
And really make sure you ring that bell, because we're finding that if you don't ring that bell, we don't pop up on your feed. So the bell is real important. I know it's sometimes hard to find on iPhones. And I promise he will not sing if you ring the bell.
Ring my bell, my bell.
All right, sign off.
Okay. And make sure you share this video with everyone you know. Until next time, a few more days, I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian. See you later.